All right. I'll just start off. We had our captains vote yesterday, and we announced the captains today. We have seven team captains going forward for this year. Ryan Kelly, DeForest Buckner, Shaq, Quentin, Kenny Moore, Zaire, and Anthony Richardson. And with that, I'll open up with questions.
I was just going to say, you mentioned Anthony there as a rookie. I know he's quarterback, but is that significant to you?
I think it's big. It just shows what the team has thought about him. I mean, there's no favoritism. These guys, it was their votes, and they voted him to be one of the top 7 captains. And I'm excited for him to get that honor. I think that's a big honor as a rookie. To get that, it just kind of really speaks volumes of what the team thinks about him.
How's that done? Is it by position group, or is it top 7 guys?
I just said top 7. I just said just vote for your top guys, and we'll go from there.
How did he react to it?
He was excited. You know, I think obviously wearing that C on your chest is a big deal. You know what I mean? You got to earn that thing every single day. You earn the respect of your teammates wearing that thing. You're a leader on this football team, and you got to have a high standard every single day through the good, the bad, on and off the field. It's important.
Kind of along the lines of the captains, do you guys have a leadership council as well, like you have in the past?
We do. We do have that as well, yep.
Shane's a little over a week away from going to the first game of the year. All 32 teams going to week 1 with blank slate. What have you set as the expectation for what this team's going to do?
I think we just want to be tough, physical, and play together. I think if we play together, you know, we know in this league there's going to be ups and downs, right? There's going to be ups and downs, and we got to stick together as a unit. And I think if we play together as a unit and we focus on the process and what we're trying to get done, I think, you know, success will come.
And how important is that for you to do? Because not only do you have a mostly new coaching staff, but a lot of young players and new players into the fold as well.
Yeah, I mean, you create that nucleus, you create that gel. Obviously, there's, you know, things happen throughout the season, roster changes, roster movement. You know, you want to create that chemistry, you know, day in and day out, and not only in the meeting rooms, but in the practice. When you go out and practice with those guys, and after practice, spending that extra time getting to know each other and making sure we're all on the same page.
To that point, it's a young roster collectively, but a very veteran established defense. You have 4 defensive captains.
Yeah.
What tone can the defense set?
Yeah, they can definitely set the tone. I mean, those guys up front with Buck and Grove and Shaq and Zaire and EJ and Quiddy and Dio and Sampson. And obviously, you know, on the back end, Kenny Moore is, you know, the leader on the back end. You know, so to have those guys, that veteran leadership on defense, you know, setting the tone every Sunday for us is going to be good.
Your first preseason is done. You're entering your first regular season as a head coach. For you personally, how has this whole process the last month been for you? You
know what? It's been tremendous. You know, I think I give a lot of credit to this organization and the support around me. You know, the coaches, Chris Ballard, his staff, the Irsay family. I think that's big. You know, when you have support, you know, no man is an island. He must draw strength from others. So I think when you do this thing and you're connected and you're committed to each other, I think that's when good things happen.
How have you seen the team really mold into what you want them to be, putting your fingerprints on this team?
Yeah, I think that process started back in OTAs, you know, and then it's through training camp and then the preseason games, and then I think you still build that throughout the season. You know, I think that's always evolving, you know, and find out, you know, what type of football team you're going to be throughout the season. I think you kind of find out about your football team, you know, early in the season. You get into those first month, you get into month 2, you kind of figure out really who you are as a football team. And as coaches, it's our job to put these guys in position to make plays.
What has been the most exciting part for you personally going through all these firsts as a head coach?
I think the relationship's part of it. I mean, this game is so fun to be a part of and just be around the guys, be around the coaches, be around the NFL. I mean, for me personally, I think just being a part of the National Football League is a huge honor. And don't ever take it for granted. And I love everything about it. And I'm excited to work with this team.
Shane, with Jim Bob coming from Jacksonville, how beneficial can that be for Anthony here in the next week or so?
Yeah, no, it's huge. Obviously, he was there. He's got familiarity with a lot of the defensive players. It's definitely going to help, you know, playing this team.
The way that Anthony's teammates view him, apparently, just what does that say about his ability to kind of handle the rigors of that job? That, you know, that he has been able to command that respect, and how important is that to the job?
No, there's no doubt. Obviously, you know, playing quarterback in this league is not easy. It's the hardest position in all sports, in my opinion, to play. But to have the support of his teammates is huge. It speaks volumes to his character and the person he is and what the team thinks about him. You know what I mean? Because it ain't going to be easy. We know that, right? There's going to be ups and downs, but we're going to have his back through this thing thick and thin.
We said that he has a mental coach. I'm just curious, like, have you been around a young player, young quarterback in particular that kind of take the initiative before they even get to the NFL?
Yeah, no, I think that's great. Obviously, if guys have that and that helps them, mentally, I think that's awesome for him. And like I said, there's going to be times during the season, where it ain't going to be easy, and you can have stuff to fall back on and people you trust and rely on to fight through those hard times. I think that's beneficial.
What's the main message going into week 1 against Jacksonville?
Competition. I mean, a division opponent, right off the bat, we got 2 division games. Obviously, Jacksonville's first. You want to win championships in this league, you got to win the division. And it's great, to get them in our, our home stadium week 1. It's going to be a heck of a challenge. It's a good football team that we're going up against, and we're looking forward to it.
Shane, I'm not sure if this is still true with roster additions and subtractions, but I don't think there's anybody on the roster who's over 30 years old. Have you ever been around a team in the NFL that's that young before, and are there any specific challenges that you have to meet with that?
Let me think about that one a little bit. I don't know if I have. This might be a first, but it's good. We got a young nucleus of talent, some young stars that are on the come up, and exciting to work with this group, I know there's teams around the league that have more veterans. We had some more veterans, I guess, in Philly. We had some veterans when I was with the Chargers. But we do have some veteran leadership, maybe not over 30, but we got a good chunk of those guys that have been around the block a few times playing this league and know what it's all about. So.
Shane, I think it's been a month now for Zach Moss. Any chance he practices next week?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, he's trending in the right direction, and hopefully he'll be out there week 1.
How would you describe Anthony's leadership style?
You know what? I think it's just his contagious, personality. He's just got something special about him that says, man, I want to be around this guy. He's fun to talk to. He can relate to everybody. I think that's what makes him special. That's part of it. Obviously, he's a very talented player, but when you add that extra piece of the hard work and the character and the preparation part of it, I think that's when guys have success in this league.
I noticed during training camp that even when you guys were sharing snaps and Gardner had first team reps, Anthony before periods would go and dap up everybody on the first team. Is that just kind of? It sounds like that's kind of a natural thing.
Yeah, I think it's
It's
organic.
not like he wrote it down. I'm going to do this.
Yeah, no, I think that stuff happens naturally. It's all organic, and that's the person he is. You know what I mean? That's what you want. Out of a leader. Obviously, to get voted captain as a rookie, I mean that speaks volumes. Like I said earlier, I think that's very big.
There's 4 wide receivers, active wide receivers right now. How much work do you guys have to do in the next couple?
Yeah, we're still looking through it. Chris and his staff do a tremendous job, looking at obviously when everything shakes out and stuff with the rosters, and obviously he's still going through that process. We're always actively looking. Chris is actively looking, and we'll keep working through that.